Welcome to Midday News. You're watching RSTV. I'm your host, Aditi. Let's get the bulletin rolling with the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to leave for Russia today to attend the Eastern Economic Forum in Vladivostok. PM to also take part in the 20th India-Russian annual meeting, focus on enhancing cooperation in oil-gas sector. First fleet of 8 Apache attack helicopters inducted into Indian Air Force at a ceremony at Pathankot Air Force Station. Air Chief Marshal B.S. Dhanwa says Apache to enhance IAF strike force. IAF to operate 22 Apaches by 2020. Four killed, 3 injured as fire breaks out at ONGC's Navi Mumbai plant this morning. Firefighting team managed to douse the blaze. ONGC says gas diverted to its Hazira plant in Surat. Chandrayaan-2 successfully performs first deorbiting maneuver using the onboard propulsion system. Maneuver completed in 4 seconds. Will perform one more deorbit maneuver tomorrow to prepare for its landing on the moon on 7th September. India finishes at the top at ISSF World Cup Rifle Pistol Championship in Rio de Janeiro. Win 5 gold, 2 silver and 2 bronze medals. Panu Bhakar, Saurabh Chaudhary bagged gold in 10-meter air pistol mixed team event on final day of the event. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will leave for Russia today evening for his 2-day visit. During his visit, the Prime Minister will hold a bilateral summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin. On September 4th, Prime Minister Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin will hold the 20th India-Russian annual summit. He will also visit a major shipbuilding yard with Putin. The two leaders will then hold delegation-level talks later in the day, followed by dinner. On 5th September, Prime Minister Modi will attend the Eastern Economic Forum as the chief guest. He will also hold bilateral talks with several leaders on the sidelines of the event. He and Putin will visit an international judo championship in Vladivostok, in which a 6-member Indian team is participating. Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale said that a number of agreements, including in the coal mining and power sectors, are expected to be firmed up during Modi's 36-hour visit.
It's going to be a short visit, just 36 hours. He will arrive in Vladivostok on the 4th September morning and depart from Vladivostok on 5th September evening. And there are 2 main purposes for this visit. He has been invited to attend the Eastern Economic Forum by President Putin as one of the chief guests. And secondly, he will also hold the 20th annual summit between India and Russia. The previous editions of the Eastern Economic Forum, this is a forum started by Russia in 2015, have been attended by our former Commerce and Industry Minister in 2018 and our former External Affairs Minister in 2017. So we've had regular high-level, political-level attendance at this Eastern Economic Forum.
We have our correspondent Akhilesh Suman with us. Let's get more information about PM Modi's Russia visit. Akhilesh, Prime Minister has emphasized on broadening relations with Russia beyond nuclear energy and defense to other areas of the economy. Give us more information about it.
You know, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, when he is going there, you can see that there is a slowdown in economy in India and also elsewhere in the world. You know, Chinese and Americans are fighting every day out on the issue of trade. And in this position, I think Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to talk to President Putin about how they can cooperate more closely, specifically in 3 areas. One area is oil and gas. Another area is agriculture, and the third area is human resource, cooperation. The 3 things are very important to India because, India wants to get an alternative source of energy. Most of our oil and gas are coming from the Gulf region, and, Gulf region is more often than not is disturbed due to various reasons, including terrorist activities. So I think Prime Minister Narendra Modi is keeping an option that whether Russians can supply oil and gas in a big way, and that is why what we are getting, that there will be a 5 years roadmap for cooperation between India and Russia on the issue of oil and gas. The second thing is agriculture. Agriculture, is Russia is a vast, agriculture. It does have vast agricultural land, and most of them are, not being, used. So Russia also has shown interest that Indian people should go there and involve themselves in agriculture. And given the fact that Indians are very good in agriculture, I think it can also become one of the areas of cooperation. And the third thing, I am telling you, that human resource, because there are many industries and there are many areas in Russia where they need human resource, and India can provide a very skilled human resource. Just one example I can give you: the diamond legion industry in Russia, that is at par with the world, any place in the world. And diamond processing, diamonds are coming to India for processing for long time. Now Russians want that diamond processing might be done in Russia, because there is a lot of hassles and security issues in transporting diamond from one place to another. They can go to Belgium, then they come to America, India, and there are so many things, there are so many routes of diamond transportation. So Russians are having interest that Indian can go there, they can process the diamond, and then it can be exported. So I think these are the three areas, you can say that economic areas, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi wants to talk to President Putin. And other
Definitely,
than that,
Akhilesh, these are the major focus points of Prime Minister's visit. Thank you so much for talking to us. Let's move on to our next piece of news. In a major boost to the Indian Air Force combat capabilities, 8 US-made Apache AH64E attack helicopters have been inducted into the Air Force. The helicopters were inducted in a ceremony held at the Pathankot Air Force Station. Speaking at the ceremony, Air Chief Marshal B.S. Dhanwa said that Apache helicopters are equipped with latest technology. He termed the induction a major step towards modernization of the IAF fleet, adding that these helicopters will enhance the operation capabilities and the strike force of the Indian Air Force.
Apache attack helicopter is being purchased to replace the aging Mi-35. Apache helicopter is an advanced multi-mission helicopter that is being operated worldwide by the United States, United Kingdom, Israel, and many number of countries. The platform has been flying since the beginning of 80s and has proved itself an operational success across the globe. It's one of the most fierce attack helicopters in the world, along with the capability to shoot, fire, and forget anti-tank guided missiles, rockets, and other ammunition. The change that it gets into the Indian Air Force, it has an air-to-air missile capability. That's why it gives us also an air-to-air mission with a helicopter, which is for the first time in the history of the IAF.
The AH64E Apache is one of the world's most advanced multi-role combat helicopters. Apaches are equipped with latest technology, 24/7 all-weather capable with high agility and survivability. This is India's first fleet of attack choppers. By 2020, the IAF will operate a fleet of 22 Apaches. The IAF had signed a multi-billion-dollar contract with the US government and Boeing Limited in September 2015 for 22 Apache helicopters. The first 4 of the 22 helicopters was handed over to the Air Force by Boeing on 27th July. Our correspondent Panchanan Mishra spoke to Salil Gupte, president of Boeing India. He said that in near future, these machines will be made in India.
We have with us Mr. Salil Gupte, who is the president Boeing India, and we are just standing in front of that Apache helicopter which has been inducted in Indian Air Force. So recently we saw that Chinook from Boeing, Chinook from this Apache, and also that C-17. So a big amount of business is going on between Indian Air Force and the Boeing. What you comment on that?
Absolutely. It's a very exciting time for the Boeing-India partnership. And we're very excited that the Chinooks, there are critical elements of it that are Make in India. And for these Apaches, they're going to be a great Make in India story in the future. We have a facility in Hyderabad that we operate in partnership with the Tatas, where we will be making the fuselage, the main body that you see here of the Apache helicopter for the entire world. So it is truly a wonderful Make in India story.
Apache is said to be tried and tested in various battlefields in many countries, not only in India, but in India it's quite new. So as you mentioned that there will be a Make in India component in further orders, as Army has in process of ordering 6 Apaches helicopter. So there will be more Make in India in that in comparison to that 22? Yes,
so we're working in close coordination with the Army on their requirements and future needs. And again, what you see here, this cockpit area, back the main body of the airplane on those future orders will be made in Hyderabad.
Thank you. That was the President Boeing India, Mr. Salil Gupta, and he was saying that in further orders there will be more Make in India component in entire Boeing orders. In Pathankot Air Base with Dushmanta Behra, this is Panchanan Mishra for Rajya Sabha TV.
4 people were killed and 3 others injured after a fire broke out at the ONGC plant in Navi Mumbai township of Maharashtra. The ONGC said there was no impact on oil processing and that the gas was diverted to its Hazira plant in Surat district of Gujarat. Nearly 22 fire brigade tenders, including that of the ONGC Navi Mumbai civic body and other agencies, managed to douse the fire. The injured persons have been admitted to nearby hospitals for treatment. The cause of the fire was yet to be ascertained. ONGC in a tweet said the fire broke out in a stormwater drain of the oil and gas processing plant at Udan, 45 kilometers from Mumbai. The company said gas has been diverted to a plant at Hazira in Gujarat, 330 kilometers away.
जो गैस प्लांट है उसको आग लगी थी, इसमें 4 लोग की डेथ हो गई है। इसमें एक ONGC के ऑफिसर थे और 3 CSF में काम करने वाले जवान थे। अब किस कारण की वजह से ये आग लगी थी, इसका तपास, ये पूरा टेक्निकल है, इसका तपास हमने शुरू किया है। अभी पूरी आग बुझी हुई है, परिस्थिति यहाँ पे टोटल अंडर कंट्रोल है, यहाँ पे किसी डरने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, अब पूरा सिचुएशन अंडर कंट्रोल है।
The Chandrayaan-2 lander and rover lowered their orbit around the moon a day after breaking from the Chandrayaan-2 orbiter and starting their own journey to the lunar surface. The first deorbiting maneuver was successfully performed today morning. Indian Space Research Organisation said that the operation has been held 8:50 a.m. It helped the lander to arrive at a 104 by 128 kilometers orbit around the moon. The second and final deorbit mission scheduled for Wednesday would bring it further closer at 36 kilometers at the closest point and 110 kilometers at the farthest. And then finally, on 7th September, Vikram will begin a 15-minute power descent, at the end of which it will place Pragyan on the surface of the moon. The lander Vikram was successfully separated on Monday from the orbiter of Chandrayaan-2, which in effect is the mother craft. During the separation, the lander also acquired almost the same orbit of the mother craft. Normalcy is returning in Jammu and Kashmir. Authorities lifted daytime restrictions across 92 police station areas in the Kashmir Valley as the situation is improving. Principal Secretary Rohit Kansal said on Monday that 93% of the state was free from any daytime restrictions and 90% of the Kashmir Valley was restriction-free. Kansal also assured that all medical facilities and hospitals were functioning normally. Landline telephone services have been restored in 76 exchanges out of the total of 95. Over 26,000 landline telephones are functional across the valley. Mobile phones are also working in the regions of Jammu and Ladakh. Government offices have also attained full functionality. Over 4,000 primary, middle and high schools are functioning in Kashmir. Public transport and private vehicles are also plying now.
Out of 111 police stations in the valley, only 105 of which are territorial or functional in that sense. As we speak, daytime restrictions have been fully lifted from 92 police stations, up from 81 last week. This makes 90% of the valley free of daytime restrictions of any kind. Jammu and Ladakh already continue to be free from all such restrictions. And in totality, we have 93% of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh free of any prohibitory orders today.
The Mali Declaration adopted at the South Asian Speakers Summit in Maldives on Monday rejected all assertions by Pakistan on Kashmir. The leaders participating in the summit unanimously felt that Kashmir was an internal matter of India before finalizing the declaration. Speakers attending the summit held a roundtable on Monday on the concluding day of the summit to discuss the outcome. All efforts by the Pakistan delegation to get even a passing reference to Kashmir issue in the declaration drew a nod. The declaration was adopted a day after India thwarted an attempt by Pakistan to raise the Kashmir issue during the summit. Rajya Sabha Deputy Speaker Harivansh hit out at Pakistan for raising India's internal issue and politicization of the forum. With this, we'll halt in for a short break, but we'll be back soon. Stay tuned with us.
देखिए organ donation drive is, I think, it's a very sacred drive. Everybody in the country must participate in. One person can save many lives. So it's our strong recommendation, request to everybody in the all community that please make it a pledge that we will donate, and we will donate our organs after our death, and so that somebody's life can be saved. राज्य सभा की ये मुहिम बहुत ही सेक्रेड है. They have taken a great initiative and we wish them all the best.
Welcome back. You're still with us on Midday News. I'm your host Aditi. Former Samajwadi Party leaders Surendra Singh Nagar and Sanjay Seth, who recently joined the BJP, have been nominated by the party as its candidate for the Rajya Sabha by-polls in Uttar Pradesh. Both Nagar and Seth had resigned from the upper house and Samajwadi Party before joining the BJP last month. Nagar was a two-time member of parliament and Seth a well-known realtor of Uttar Pradesh. Candidature of both leaders was announced by the BJP's working president, J.P. Nadda. Nagar and Seth said they were inspired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership and joined BJP for the government's decision to scrap provisions of Article 370 that gave special status to Jammu and Kashmir. The BJP also announced Ojasvi Mandvi as its candidate for the Assembly by-poll in Dantewada in Chhattisgarh, Hari N for Pali in Kerala, Mimi Majumdar for Badarghat in Tripura, and Yuvraj Singh will be BJP's candidate for Hamirpur in Uttar Pradesh. The centre on Monday said no person excluded from the final NRC will be detained till he or she exhausts all legal remedies, and such people will continue to enjoy all rights like any other citizen. In a statement, the Ministry of Home Affairs also said the Assam government has made necessary arrangements to provide legal aid to the needy amongst those excluded from the final National Register of Citizens through the district legal services authorities. The MHA said Adequate judicial process is available for the people left out to appeal to the foreigners' tribunals within 120 days from 31st August, when the final NRC was published. To facilitate the appeals, 200 new FTs have been made functional from Monday, in addition to 100 already existing. At least 16 people have been killed and more than 100 wounded after a suicide car bomb attack rocked central Kabul. The attack took place on Monday night in a residential area near Green Village, a large compound that houses aid agencies and international organizations. Taliban has claimed responsibility for the attack. Hurricane Dorian continued its unrelenting assault on the Grand Bahama and Abaco Islands on Monday, causing extreme destruction as storm surges rose 12 to 18 feet above normal tide levels, and at least 5 people were confirmed dead. Bahamas Prime Minister Hubert Minnis termed the hurricane a historic tragedy for the archipelago. However, the Category 4 storm came to a standstill as it pummeled the Bahamas. It is expected to move dangerously close to the Florida coast on Tuesday night. India finished at the top of the ISSF World Cup Pistol Championship in Rio de Janeiro with 5 gold, 2 silver and 2 bronze medals. Indian pair of Manu Bhaker and Saurabh Chaudhary defeated their compatriot rivals Yashaswini Desai and Abhishek Verma in the summit clash of 10-meter air pistol mixed team event. India has now finished as a leading nation in the ISSF Senior World Cup events in 2019 with 16 gold, 4 silver and 2 bronze medals. Earlier, world number 1 Apurvi Chandela partnered with Deepak Kumar to win India their 4th gold medal in 10-meter mixed team air rifle event on Monday. The result ensured an unprecedented top finish for India across all 4 ISSF World Cup stages this year, including the one ISSF Junior World Cup. India registered yet another resounding win over West Indies in the second test on Monday to sweep the series 2-0. With this win, India consolidate their position at the top of the ICC World Test Championship points table. Resuming their innings at 45 for 2 on day 4, the Windies batsmen showed more fight than they put up in the first innings, but still could not match up to the superior level of India and were bundled out for 210 in the second session to lose the match by 257 runs. A total of 12 players batted for the Windies in this innings because of the new concussion rules, but they still couldn't take the match to the final day. This was the first instance in Test history when 12 players came out to bat for a team. India topped the ICC World Test Championship table with 120 points from 2 matches, followed by New Zealand and Sri Lanka, who have 60 points each. India had won the first test by 318 runs in Antigua last week. The win saw Virat Kohli become the most successful test captain for India with 28 victories to his name. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu congratulated Indian cricket team for an emphatic win in the second and final test in Jamaica and for recording 8 straight series win against the West Indies. And with this, it's a wrap on this Bulletin of Midday. Thank you so much for joining us.